What's up, you guys? Tommy Shaw here, and today what I want to talk about is how to think like a king and build your empire. Okay, the reason why I think that having a mindset of thinking like a king is so essential of building wealth is because just look at how the king acted in the old days when he was building his power empire. He wasn't focused on the money. He wasn't focused on the money he had. He was focused on acquiring the best talents, exchanging that money to get the best talent. Like if it was for Leonardo da Vinci or whatever, every masterpiece that Leonardo was creating, the king wanted to acquire it. Okay, so he exchanged his money for art, for something that could essentially gain in value in the future. The king wasn't focused on short term, he was focused on long term. When he built his castle, he took the best materials and created a castle that would withstand thousands of years. Why? Because essentially, by using the best materials to create a castle, what he was doing is that he knew he wasn't paying for the castle. Okay? It's kind of hard to understand, but in reality, yes, he's paying short term for the castle. Okay? A short term mindset is going to take that money and he's going to say, okay, he paid me $1 billion for the castle. So essentially, the king did pay for the castle short term. But when you look at it, the king knew he could emit all the money he wanted. Like if he found more gold, he could clip gold. So through the process of inflation, he was devaluing the currency with that $1 billion. If he was devaluing that currency by 10% per year, it was like he wasn't paying the other person to create that kingdom, because that $1 billion was now worth 1.1 billion, and it kept on growing every single year to the point where the money he paid the worker was worth nothing. So essentially, the king is always thinking about how can he exchange his money for something that's going to gain value in the future. So every single, like, how can you apply that in your own mindset is essentially when you're building your empire, you want to own things. You want to own things that's going to gain in value in the future. You're gonna own real estate. If you own a collectible car, so it's always better to own something that pays you, because the king was building this castle and he was renting out land for people to live inside of the castle to be protected, but he was collecting taxes, and those taxes were going up to the king, and then the king was using that money to build a better and bigger empire to create more wealth. I know that the illustration is simple, but it's just the same thing with you guys. When I'm buying real estate, essentially every single apartment that I'm buying, they're sending me money. I'm paying the bank, I'm paying taxes, I'm paying everything, but the leftover and everything that's left over, even the debt is being devalued. Right now, inflation in Canada is 8.1%. It's even higher in the US. Don't So essentially, money is being devalued right now, and you want to own things that retain their value. So hopefully that makes sense. Think like a king, build your empire. So leave comments, anything you want to talk about. Leave comments down below, and I'll be happy to share my ideas. And if you appreciate this simplicity, well, just tell me, and I'll appreciate the comments. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice one.